G'day trendsetters. Today I'm coming to you from the outskirts of San Diego, California. I'm here for a bike launch hosted by those boffins of carbon fiber, ENVE. Behind me is their newest creation designed for the gravelly roads, less traveled, the MOG, the MOG. So let's cross over to some of the ENVE folks for a presentation of what's gone into this bike.
The MOG is our third bike that will brought to market in the last basically 3 years. The first, of course, was the custom road bike, which is a complete bespoke bike made in Ogden, Utah. And then last summer we launched the Melee, which is a purpose-built road race bike. And the MOG now fills the category of gravel. So, what is gravel for ENVE? Most of you have ridden gravel with us and know that we ride in a variety of diverse circumstances, from terrain to weather to everything we do. Even in the local Ogden area, we've got everything from single track to rough dirt roads to champagne gravel to everything in between. And so we really wanted to create a bike that is sort of open for definition. We wanted a bike that is a completely capable race bike and also something that doesn't pigeonhole you into only pinning a number on your jersey and going out and racing, but also something that if you want to go out for a multi-day overnighter sort of bikepacking adventure or credit card camping or however you do it, we wanted the bike to have those capabilities. So while the bike does have accessory mounts for all the bags and things like that, you may want to bolt onto it. Its pedigree is very much performance and race in terms of what we like to do at ENVE, but again, just we don't add exorbitant amounts of weight to add the functionality of the additional zerts for putting bike packing gear on the bike. I find a lot of people have asked about the name. It was an evolution of a process that we went through to come up with names for our bikes. And MOG is a little bit open for definition. It can be a noun, a verb, or an acronym, and we've kind of had some fun with the acronym, but it just kind of drives home that this bike is really sort of open for definition in terms of like how you want to use it and what you're going to do with it. So we sort of defined a few things with the MOG that we believed or essentially define what modern gravel bike needs to be. Our in-route system is the name we've given to our internal routing, part of a family of what we call our in-route system components or group. So all hidden wires, cables, housing, or hoses. Drivetrain versatility, so you can run 1x or 2x. The drivetrain's very regional depending on where you're living and some of its personal preference. A big thing on this bike is we are talking about 700C sort of optimized, maximized. Pictures of the chassis. So ENVE is not offering or selling a complete bike today. That'll change in the near future. In theory, they can select, of course, any drivetrain they want to put on the bike, but also in the last year, we've expanded the number of handlebar options that have the in-route system plumbing. And so now you're no longer pigeonholed to just our AR bar or our gravel bar, but you can do any one of our 4 bars. So the compact, the AR bar, the aero bar, or the gravel bar can all be put on. Down to bash guard with a cool little topo map on it. People ask us like, what is the carbon you use? At ENVE, we use primarily Mitsubishi carbon fiber. So there's the right materials to use in the right zones on a bike to achieve the right kind of ride dynamics that you're looking for. Our goal as product designers and engineers is to choose the right material to net the best performance for the end product. We are a part owner in a factory to make frames for a lot of very reputable brands in the industry. Well, we've had to develop some in-house lab testing equipment to validate the product's design. So the factory in China has a really impressive test facility. So they do their initial testing, and we've done quite a bit of work to align sort of our expectations for the testing standards, but then we also want to validate it in our own lab to say, okay, do the numbers they gave us line up? When we talk about what makes a bike fast and efficient, a lot of that is simply how does the bike fit you? Here's a full list of the geometry, provided standover BB and trail numbers based on tire sizes. That's the one thing with making a frame overseas is you have to cut tooling, and you pretty much just want to do that once. But because we make the custom road in Ogden and because that thing's fully customizable, we were able to make a handful of different gravel test mules. We took those bikes and we configured them in a bunch of different ways. So we did some bikes with really slack head tubes, really steep head tubes, and then I played with trail numbers. Very confidence inspiring on more technical, steep single track type stuff. Right on that line where like it's also enjoyable, and it's not a chore to ride it on flat, mellow terrain as well. As far as where we sit with the Mog, I would say if you took like traditional to extremely progressive with like the evil Sammy Hagar on the far end of progressive and original Trek Checkpoint or something over here on the traditional side, ENVE's sitting right around like middle ground. We are not viewing this bike as a 650B bike. You can do it. We don't recommend it. We didn't want to put any flip chips on the bike, so we said let's put the effort into figuring out how to put the biggest 700C into the frame. Clearance for up to a 50mm tire. If you take a look at the chainstays, you'll notice the drive side chainstay is really thin. It's solid. The derailleur cable comes out of the frame at the bottom bracket, and it's hidden under this chainstay protector. If you remove this, you'll expose the cable as it comes out and goes back into the frame. So T47 threaded bottom bracket.
So there you have it, my little presentation on ENVE's newest machine to grace the gravelly roads less travelled. Coming later, a long-term review of the ENVE MOG. As always, thank you for watching. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the Gravel Cyclist YouTube channel for interesting content such as this. No bullshit gravel bike reviews, other product reviews, ride experience videos, and of course my personal favourite, general madness, as all of it is released to the channel. I'll see you. Also, I see that bloke chewing a sandwich over there. That's Ben Delaney. Alright, mate. In the next video.